You ever walk into a room and feel every eye turn, not because you're somebody, but because they've already decided you're nobody? That's where I found myself, standing in the back of a massive hall, wearing a plain cotton dress and a cardigan that's seen better days, clutching a worn canvas tote like it's my lifeline. The air's thick with perfume and arrogance, and I'm just there, trying not to shrink under the weight of their sneers. This was the reading of Henry Caldwell's will, at his estate up in the Hudson Valley. Picture stone walls, iron gates, a mansion that screams old money, with chandeliers sparkling like they're mocking you. I'm Ellie Harper, 35, nobody's idea of a billionaire's wife, but that's exactly who I was. Henry's wife. Not that anyone in that room knew it, or cared to ask. They saw my thrift store vibe and decided I was the help, maybe a lost caterer who wandered into their polished world of tailored suits and diamond cufflinks. The room's buzzing, 40-something of Henry's relatives and business buddies sipping champagne, their fake tears drying up the second they start eyeing the prize: Henry's $80 billion empire, tech stocks, real estate, you name it. They think he's gone, lost in a yacht accident off the Cape 6 months back, no body, just headlines, and their greed lighting up like Vegas. And me? I'm the ghost in the corner, catching whispers and smirks. First one to take a swing is Marcus Caldwell, Henry's slick cousin, all gold watch and smug grin, leaning on a table like he owns it. Who let the cleaning lady in? He says, loud enough to pull laughs from his crew. His sister, Vanessa, in an emerald green dress that probably cost more than my car, tosses her hair and chimes in. What's she gonna do? Dust the will before we split the cash? The room chuckles, sharp and mean, like they're cutting me with every word. Then there's Sophie, some influencer niece with a phone glued to her hand, snapping a pic of me and muttering to her friend Lila. Bet she's one of Henry's pity projects, crashing for a handout. Lila snickers, and Sophie's already typing, her caption brutal. Found Henry's charity case at the will reading. Thrift store chic doesn't scream billions, babe. It's online in seconds, comments piling up, strangers calling me a nobody, a gold digger, a joke. My phone's off, but I see the glow of Sophie's screen, feel the room's glee as they turn me into their punching bag. I don't say a word. My hands tighten on my tote, fingers brushing the frayed stitching, but I keep my eyes on the empty chair up front where the lawyer's gonna sit. They think my silence is weakness, like I'm too small to fight back. They don't see the steel in me, the way I'm counting every laugh, every jab, storing it like ammunition. See, this whole day the will, the room, the cameras blinking in the corners, it's not what they think. It's a trap, one I helped set. The crowd gets louder, more vultures pouring in. Some old investor, Richard Tate, in a pinstripe suit, mutters to his wife. Henry always had strays hanging around. She's got no place here. His wife, dripping in sapphires, nods, her voice carrying. No class, embarrassing the family just by breathing. A cousin, Derek, in a navy blazer, calls out, "Hey, sweetheart, kitchen's that way," and points to a side door, his buddies clapping him on the back like he's a comedian. Vanessa struts over, her heels clicking like a countdown, stopping so close I can smell her perfume, sharp and suffocating. "You're lost, darling," she says, loud, flicking my cardigan like it's garbage. "This isn't a food bank. Why don't you go before you make a fool of yourself?" The room watches, smirking, whispering, nobody stepping in. My space feels invaded, her closeness a threat, but I don't move. I catch the red blink of a camera in the corner live feed, going to a server only 2 people can access. Me, and someone else who's not here yet. Derek, thinking he's clever, slips behind me, scribbling charity case on a napkin and tucking it into my tote strap when I'm not looking. The room notices, snickers spreading like wildfire, Sophie snapping another pic, Lila whispering. She's a meme now, poor thing. I don't see the napkin, but I feel their eyes, their laughter slicing through me, turning me into a spectacle for daring to exist. They don't know I'm not just standing here taking it, I'm waiting. At 10 sharp, the lawyer, James Whitaker, walks in, 60-something, suit crisp, briefcase heavy. The room hushes as he sets it down, pulls out a sealed envelope. No drama, just business. He scans the crowd, his eyes catching mine for a split second, long enough to make Marcus frown and whisper to Vanessa, "What's that look?" Richard stands, pointing at me, his voice booming. This woman's a fraud. Henry wouldn't let someone like her near his estate. She's here to scam us. His wife adds. Probably got a fake ID in that sad little bag. The room buzzes, nodding, turning me into a thief in their heads. I stand still, their words heavy, but my gaze stays on Whitaker. He clears his throat, voice steady. We're here to read the last will and testament of Henry James Caldwell, executed 4 years ago, verified authentic. Murmurs ripple for years. Henry vanished 6 months ago, yacht gone, no trace. They assumed he was dead. Hoped it. Marcus adjusts his watch, smirking. All right, let's see who gets the keys to the castle. Sophie's nails tap her phone, ready to post her win. Richard mutters about stocks, some ant and pearls. Evelyn whispers about the Hamptons house. I set my tote down, eyes on Whitaker as he breaks the seal, the wax cracking loud in the quiet. The crowd leans in, hungry, thinking they're about to carve up Henry's empire. Whitaker's voice cuts through, each word deliberate. I, Henry James Caldwell, of sound mind, declare this my final will. To my family, colleagues, associates, I leave nothing but a truth. Wealth shows character, not worth. The room freezes. Marcus's grin fades. Sophie's phone slips. Richard's jaw tightens. Nothing. Whitaker keeps going. All my assets, shares, properties, accounts, patents go to one person. The one who loved me for me, not my money, who never cared about my name. My wife, Ellie Harper. A gasp rips through the room, heads whipping around, searching for this Ellie. Marcus laughs, disbelieving. Wife? Henry wasn't married. Vanessa's hand flies to her mouth. Sophie mutters, what the hell? Richard stands, chair scraping. This is a scam. He never mentioned a wife. Evelyn's pearls clink as she shrieks. She's not here, is she? Some con artist stealing our legacy. Whitaker raises a hand, calm. The will is legal, notarized, with supporting documents, marriage certificate, photos, letters. He pulls out a folder, opens it to a photo. Henry, laughing, arm around me in a simple sundress, outside a courthouse, dated 8 years ago. The room erupts. Marcus slams the table. Who is she? Sophie shouts, where's this Ellie? Show her. Vanessa's voice drips venom. If she's real, why is she hiding? I step forward, slow, deliberate, my flats silent on the marble. Every eye follows me, my cardigan swaying, my tote still on my shoulder. I stop beside Whitaker, calm, unshaken. The silence is deafening. Marcus's mouth hangs open. Sophie's face burns red. Richard sinks into his chair. Whitaker nods, Mrs. Caldwell, and hands me the folder. I open it, glance at the photo, my lips curving just a bit, remembering that day. Then I face the room. I didn't come for the money. I say, voice clear, steady, like a bell cutting through fog. I came to see who you were, who'd care about Henry as a man, not a paycheck, who'd mourn him, not his fortune. I pause, my eyes sweeping them, pinning each one. You showed me exactly who you are. Marcus scoffs, voice shaky. You're his wife? You? No offense, but you look like you shop at Goodwill. I don't flinch. I do, I say simple. Henry didn't care. He loved me for me. Can any of you say that? Sophie snorts. Nice act, but I'm not buying it. A photo's not proof. Richard nods. We need more records, witnesses. Whitaker pulls out a stack. Marriage license, 8 years old, signed by us, and 2 witnesses, a barista, Jenny Mills, and a bookstore clerk, Tom Weaver. Letters from Henry to me, handwritten, verified. A USB drive with our wedding video. He plugs it in, and the screen lights up. Courthouse steps, Henry in a plain suit, me in that sundress, laughing, kissing, Jenny and Tom clapping, date stamp matching. The crowd's defiance crumbles, faces pale. Vanessa stands, shaking. This is a setup. You tricked us to look bad. You're nobody. I let her words hang, then reply, cold, sharp. You're right about one thing, this was planned, not to trick you, but to test you, to see if you'd ask who I was before tearing me down, if you'd honor Henry or just claw for his cash. You failed. All of you. I pull a remote from my tote, click it, and a monitor flares to life. There's Henry, 43, lean, gray streaking his dark hair, eyes sharp as ever, sitting in a plain room, live feed, timestamp April 15th, 2025, 10:32 a.m. The room explodes, gasps, shouts. Disbelief. Marcus stumbles. Sophie drops her phone, cracking it. Evelyn's pearls snap, beads scattering. Henry's voice cuts through, low, lethal. You thought I was gone. Thought you'd carve up my life like a pie. I've been watching every word, every sneer. His eyes shift, like he's seeing me through the camera. Ellie warned me you'd show your true colors. She was right. The hall doors swing open, and Henry walks in, real, solid, no tie, shoes scuffed from travel. The crowd parts, whispers dying. He stops beside me, his hand brushing mine, steadying me. He faces them, voice calm but heavy. Ellie designed this, the will, the cameras, all of it to see who you were when you thought nobody was watching, who'd show kindness, who'd care about me, not my money. Not one of you passed. He turns to Marcus. You called my wife a maid, laughed while she stood alone. Did you think I wouldn't see? Marcus shrinks, fumbling with his watch. A guard appears, escorting him out as he stammers. Henry, we didn't know. Henry's gaze is ice. She shouldn't have had to say anything. You saw a stranger and tore her down. That's not family. Sophie steps up, desperate. We're sorry. Tell her to forgive us. My face stays still, my silence louder than her pleas. Henry shakes his head. It's not about forgiveness, it's consequences. He nods to Whitaker, who pulls another document. Addendum to the will, effective now. Anyone who insulted Ellie named in footage, audio, or accounts is cut off. No shares, no properties, no contact. Whitaker reads names. Marcus, Vanessa, Sophie, Richard, Evelyn, Derek. Each name hits like a hammer, faces crumpling, guards moving in. Sophie's phone buzzes, her accounts imploding, posts deleted, followers dropping, sponsors bailing. Henry looks at her. You turned my wife into a meme. Lies don't last. She's let out, her cracked phone hitting the floor. The room's electric, just as sharp and satisfying. When the doors close, only 3 remain. Jenny, now a nurse, who'd smiled at me in the video. Tom, who'd nodded when I walked in. And Maria, a gardener who'd offered me water, no questions. Henry softens. You saw her, didn't judge. That's family. He looks at me, hands squeezing mine. You were right about everything. I glance at the empty chairs, spilled champagne, scattered pearls. I didn't want to be right. I wanted them to be better. I turn to the 3. Thank you for seeing me. Henry leans in, voice low. You're more than they'll ever get. I smile, small, real, leaning into him, my cardigan brushing his sleeve. The room's quiet now. The vulture's gone, the truth bare. I didn't need the money, the estate, none of it. I just wanted Henry alive, whole mine. Outside, the Hudson Valley glows green. The camera's off, their work done. But here's the thing, was it fair to test them like that? To let them hang themselves with their own words? Was it justice, or just revenge? I don't know. I just know they showed who they were, and we showed who we are. What do you think? Was this about truth, or did we play dirty to prove a point? Drop a comment, share your take, maybe tell someone this story. It's the kind of thing that sticks with you, makes you wonder who you'd be in that room. Hit subscribe if you're into stories that hit hard and make you think. We've got more coming.